I'm not saying his elevator don't go all the way to the top. What I'm saying is I don't think he has any stairs.
Oh, anything else you want to talk about? Here you go. Is this a gimmick or no gimmick? Leave-in conditioner.
Ooh.
I've never used one, so.
All right, so I've used 2 or 3 of them. Starting with the most primitive form of leave-in conditioner, which is taking pure coconut oil, heating it up, and giving yourself kind of a hot oil bath, and you're wrapping it up in the plastic and then putting a towel around it. Honestly, if you're actually doing what you're supposed to do and taking care of your beard on a regular basis, I have never really seen an appreciable improvement after, and I did the overnight thing, and I did the first thing in the morning, putting it in and leaving it on all day thing. I never noticed an appreciable difference. That's just me. I've never really sat down and tried to figure it out, just because it was just, it didn't hurt my beard, but I didn't feel like, I've gone from, the school toilet paper to Charmin. That didn't happen before.
That's a huge difference there. With the TP shortage that we had recently, I came across some that was a whole lot worse than Charmin that I had to deal with. Yeah, I know, right? But I kind of feel the same way as you. Unless you're damaging your beard or you have not taken care of it, if you've got a good routine, you just about can take out one of those pieces on a regular basis, and it's still not going to be an appreciable difference. That's why I quit using conditioner pretty much in my beard, because I'm using the butters and I'm not using anything to strip my beard out. So I can go without a conditioner and be perfectly fine with the good oils, good butters, not stripping it, not damaging it. I don't use heat 95% of the time. I don't use any heat. So I don't really see a need for conditioner and definitely a leave-in conditioner. What about heat versus no heat? What do you do?
If I want it to look presentable, I'll use heat. If I'm just hanging around the house, I don't use heat.
Do you find it makes a difference later on in the day after you've used heat? Does it dry out a little bit faster? Because, it feels so nice and smooth once you first use the heat, and then, about the time 6 hours later that your normal oil's still going and routine, and that starts to feel a little bit drier.
One of the things that I measure with every single test that I do is my dry down time, and I do not put heat on my beard until after the product has absorbed. So I have heard numerous guys, as one of their tips, put the oil in and wait 5 minutes and come in. Now, 5 minutes is the very best product that I've ever found. Still needed about 15, 20 minutes to soak in. The very best. And that might have been a very optimal day where the humidity was down lower. So I let mine completely soak in before I put heat on it. So that, to me, minimizes that huge changeover. If I give it enough time, I've actually, in fact, fairly recently, with high humidity, I put the oil in, let it soak in. I think I gave it an hour because I got busy or distracted or whatever, and came back, blow dried it, and went several hours later, laid down, took a nap, and I got up and it still looked pretty good. What was dang, So that to me that's more of letting the product get into your beard. And obviously, the more gray you have, the longer it's going to take. So that's just my thoughts on that stuff.
I found good success as soon as I use the heat, and I've gone to using the little heat brush and just run it through really fast because I don't let it sit on there. And then I use butter right after that, and it seems to go. So I always use butter right after the heat. So that's worked pretty well for me.
Now, I understand that I have not used the Cadillac, the Rolls Royce of heated brushes, the Kusel bar. Have not used that. I did use several other ones though, and to be perfectly honest, I didn't like my results from it. I honestly felt like I can do a better job with my beard with just a round brush and a blow dryer. So,
Yeah, and I think when you get a really long beard too, like it gets kind of awkward to have that brush down here because the tines on it are so far apart. So for me, I just run it through and get it warm, and then I use the boar's hair bristle, and then I use my hands, and it just works very well for me in my shorter beard length. But
and honestly, I have a one or two boar's bristles brushes. I don't even use them. Just not something that if you use them and they work for you and you like them, awesome. I know that you can buy some really high dollar combs made out of all these exotic materials. I use I think it's $8. The detangler brush is like $8, and the round brush is like maybe 10.
I saw that big pink comb you have that matches your shirt.
That is man, I'm telling you, got that at Walmart in the brush section from Conair. No, it doesn't have any fancy inscription on it, but man, as long as I clean it up every once in a while, it will get gunky on you like all of them will. But other than that, it's been perfectly serviceable. And if I lost it or my dog chewed it, I wouldn't be mad. Whereas that $30 wooden comb that she got a hold of and just chomped on that was made out of real sandalwood, I was kind of ticked off about that one.
Yeah. I think wooden combs are overrated. You think about what wood's made out of. It's wood's more porous. So, it's going to soak up moisture and everything. And I've heard of people using that in the shower. And you've got wet wood in the showers. That's going to just, whew.
Well, and it's been forever. And I'm not going to name his name, but there's a guy that used to do reviews. He's still in the community. I asked him, we were just having a discussion just like this. And I asked him what he thought about the oxhorn cone. And he's like, well, they stink when they get wet. Wow, okay. I'm going to use it and get it wet. So it's pretty much going to stink every time I pick it up. No, that's no good. And so that's when I went to Walmart and just,
I've got an oxhorn. It snags my beard, and which everybody else can go through without it snagging. I was like, why is this oxhorn comb snagging my hair? So anyway, I do recommend the Chicago combs, the carbon fiber ones. They're not that expensive. They're less than $15 for one. So
okay, let's see. What do I got in here? I got one in here that I got. Now I am admittedly a knife nerd. Okay, I have 2 or 3 knives sitting over there that I just play with. But I have this one from Scully's that is a folder. And so I keep that one over there just because it's, fun to play with. And hey, it's got a bottle opener on the end of it. So if I ever need to open a bottle, I'm good. Other than that, I'm much more about what's in the bottle than I'm much more into function over form, substance versus the fluff. So,
yeah, and I am too when it comes to myself using products. But if you hear me trying to give advice to companies, sometimes I'll talk about the marketing and the packaging and that kind of stuff, the website, just because it's try to help them in the game business. But I'm with you. I don't care if it's got if it's in a random plastic bottle with the name written on it and a magic marker. I don't care.
There ain't no such thing as a good case of hemorrhoid.